Hello, hello. All right, we're gonna go ahead and dive into the defense replays for this week. But let me go over a couple of things first, just before I do that. I decided to do a separate video because it would have been too long to add it onto the other one, so I figured I'd do this instead. This banner is really good value. The sparks are really nice, but beyond the spark, you're probably better off pulling on the actual banner when it comes out. I would love to get some merges on my Leticia, but that's like future things, future projects. There's so many banners here, man. Like so much stuff to pull on. I don't know how they keep this up. Like how do they keep track of what's running? I guess they probably time it before so it doesn't run for too long. I want to get like another Gold Mary, and then I also want to get another Erica as well. For merges, as well as for, of course, the fodder. Just one more. I feel like I might go back one more time just to get another copy of both of them. And then I also want to get another copy of Jimbro here, but I don't think I'm going to get the same luck that I got the last time, so I'm a little bit iffy on that one. Primarily to get a copy so that I can duplicate his special. Or maybe if I can get the A skill on another unit, I might take his special from someone else. This is the Mycin build that I'm rocking with. I want to change his A skill because he already has guard in his weapon, although I do get the extra health and bulk overall. I think I want to go with something a little bit more offensive, and this is my Milla, or that was my Milla. Don't know what to do with this Est, but I might pick it up. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And yeah, let's go into it. Let me show you all of the yeah, absolutely battered. I did change the defense towards the end, so let's say 8 matches, 1 win, 7 losses, and then the last 2 results were from a different defense. So I'm probably not going to show the last 2, just because I'm a little bit more inclined to use the latest one that I've built. So I'm going to leave that. I might leave that one out. So yeah, this is the map that I decided to go back to. I haven't used this map in a long time. You're going to see the obvious problems with it as we go along. And also one of the a lot of things go into what you see on your replays, in the sense that your defense, because of the units that you pick, because of the layout of the map, because of the traps and all of that, it influences what your opponent brings to that specific map. So one of the problems that I had was that you see this big space here in the middle. It is very favorable to cav movement, and I'm just going to skip through a lot of this here so that it goes a little bit faster. I don't want to, because there's a bunch of losses. It's going to take forever to go through all of them. So this big, massive space here just makes it so favorable for cavs to come in. Well, for me, I found a lot of people trying to bait Edelgard, but what would have happened is that Robin would have rallied, and well, it wouldn't have been a good idea because Robin would have ended up attacking. But because of the bolt tower here, it makes it easy for them to go in and take out Edelgard here. Trap placement, yes, but also they probably could have still got it. They just would have needed to wait one more turn. It would have been fine. And then partnered with Ratatoskr to shut down my warping. I'm shutting down their warping and they're shutting down mine. So it's just that massive space in the middle there.
Do not fail.
I used to use this map before 3 movement calves like this Veronica here were so prevalent in the meta. So the approach to this map was a little bit different from the opponent's end. Typically what would have happened is that they would have ended up trying to tank it. But what I've noticed in the majority of the replays was that no one was doing that. They literally were just going up through the middle and going with like melee units, melee calves, range calves, to take out my saves. And with this layout, once the saves are done, either one of them then you've already created an opening so that you can successfully hit and run the team. And that's what happens the majority of the time, or in the majority of the losses.
Why must we fight?
Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Right there was a good argument to give Freyr no quarter, but still would have needed probably one more cooldown to make it work. But I think I've decided to not do that because I would have to run Quicken Pulse in his seal slot instead of the Beast Transformation, or I'll have to change his B skill to the one that allows him to transform at the start of turn. I don't remember who has it. I think it was Embla, no? Yeah, so I'd have to change it to that one, and I didn't pull for that Embla. So I don't really want to do that. So he's gonna stay this way for a while. I did get one kill on this, but as you can see here, Nurgle without the buffs, Nurgle all by himself. Yeah, he's pretty much dead, and that's pretty much where that one ended. Luckily, I score like a bit. I score a bunch this season, or in Astra Anima, so the losses didn't really affect me too much in terms of staying in the vaults. So it's okay, I guess, for me at least. But yeah, we're still going over this. So this Goldberry, I don't know what to do with her, but I do like her as a unit. In terms of how fast she can get. Again, they're trying to bait out Ellegaard here, but it doesn't happen. And yeah, it's interesting because of how fast she can get with merges. My only problem with her is the her res stat rather. Because what that means is that she's kind of locked into the Godlike Reflexes build. It makes her inflexible for like future use. So once she starts getting outsped, which won't be for a while because she's actually really fast with the debuffs, and with the support that you can give her, she can get a bajillion speed. But eventually she will start to get outsped. And once that starts to happen, you won't be able to do very much with her build flexibility. Kind of like how Dimitri is able to run so many different skills because a lot of his stuff is based off his defense. Well, not the same for her because so much of it is dependent on her speed. Terrain effects here happen quite a bit. Nurgle can't warp in. Nurgle would have gotten the kill or at least not died. So yeah, a lot of that also played a part into this this loss right here, or in some of the losses that happen as well. Ratatoskr again, just the anti-warp terrain. All of this just made this map not the one that I should have chosen. Or hindsight, I probably wouldn't have used this layout had I realized that, or taken into consideration the fact that yeah, this would have happened. I didn't think about this being a possibility. This is probably my only map that I have that has my defense on the right side, which is kind of... I like having different options with my defensive builds, just to keep things interesting for myself, as well as for people that, you know, watch the defense replays, just to give them different ideas. But this is the only map that I have that has my team laid out on the right side. I haven't found any other map that really allows me to protect the team as well as allow them to go out and attack in quite a similar way as this map does. What would have probably fixed or prevented the opponent from coming up in that middle area there and attacking me would have been to like put the structures more in the middle, but that would also have hindered my team from coming down. So you want to be able to attack as well. You don't want to box your team in. So yeah, that wouldn't have worked. The other option would have been to get stronger saves, but currently that's not really an option, especially when most teams go on turn 1. Yeah, you don't get the time for your saves to activate any effects or for them to benefit from any effects that happen after the start of turn 1, which is an interesting transition into Goat Girl. I don't know what to call her. I don't like Gold Girl, the new mythic for Astra Anima, because her effect is actually start of phase, so it doesn't wait for the enemy team to get their turn. Kind of like what Freya does. It doesn't wait for them to get their turn one stuff going before it activates. So your saves do benefit from that. So it's really just down to how you pair her with your other units. But as of this section in the recording, the banner wasn't out yet, so I was just making do with what I had. Unfortunate that Mirabilis decided to attack there. If she had danced Nurgle, I might have been able to get a kill on Ivy, but yeah, that is what it is. Another loss. Let's go into loss number 3. Edelgard got like really battered this week. Brave Edelgard, at least. She got really battered. I was considering running for Mortis, but I think it would have had the same outcome, unfortunately. Because of the space available to them, they would have just been able to hit and run the same. It wouldn't really have changed anything. This match was the first instance of me being forced to change something afterwards. So the problem here is that Robin is the only one that has a rally. Everyone else has a positional assist. And because of that, well, I don't even know why. He could have rallied Nurgle there, but he chose not to. And one of the biggest problems, or one of the biggest factors that allows baby female Robin to defeat Ike or survive Ike is the Husk Spectrum. And if he doesn't rally or swap or whatever the case may be, it doesn't go off. And as you can see here, everyone just dies because of that. Unfortunately, that is not supposed to happen. I didn't test the map layout from that section, so I wasn't aware that he wouldn't have rallied. Otherwise, I would have done something about it beforehand, which is what you can see here. I changed the layout. I just moved him over pretty much, but he's still the only one with the rally at this point. Swap is a positional assist that I really like. I really like pivot on armors as well. It used to be swap back when it was the Catria Ball because you wanted to keep everyone clumped in, but now that I'm running kind of like a rushdown team, the pivot is a little bit more aggressive. This failed, or rather this worked because this is what I expected everyone to do. This is really what I had planned for, but yeah, as you can see so far, no one really did that because, again, the opponents or whoever is coming into your map has 5 team selections or 5 options that they can choose from. And most people these days in Aether Raids have some type of cav line or cav setup, team setup, that they can bring into a map. And I'm assuming that this person didn't have anything aside from the I team that they could use to go into my map layout here. And this is what happens if you do that. It would have been the same outcome because of the Husk Spectrum. Once that's applied, it would have stopped majority of Omni tanks, aside from Golden Mary, because of the combination of godlike reflexes and Lugu's friend. It would have stopped she still would have ramped into her being able to take you out, which you'll see later on. So we get the kill there. That's probably that is the only time that you'll see me being able to do that. And then right there, you see that was when the banner dropped. And I was still like looking over the units, trying to figure out how to get them incorporated into my defense. But Aether Raids waits on no one. So we get a replay here. Not much that I can do about this one either. Again, range cav, tons of space to work with. They're going to be able to go in and out without any problems. Just look at that. That is so much space. And I don't really threaten enough of it with this defensive layout. I mean, we can get far if the right things happen. Granted that Baby Robin rallies below and then maybe someone gets danced by Mirabilis, but it's all really iffy. and they get the dual strike here with Hater, and it's enough to take out Myr.
To a golden summer.
Dual strike desperation. 3 hits needed. Myr's gone. And from here, they can pretty much do whatever they want because
You're all right.
I'm sure you all know how powerful this Golbig is.
This may be cold.
Yep, one shot. I do want to return to this map layout at some point. Again, I only have this map as a right aligned map. All of my other maps are either straight across the top for like the cav lines, or I'm over in the left-hand lane. I think it's a thing particular to me. Yeah, it's probably a thing particular to me, but I do want to come back to this at some point, try to get it to work, just to have a different option. Variety is the spice of life, of course. Look at this Ashera here. Beautiful. Exactly what you want to build her as. And looking at the units there, you can already tell what's going to happen. Literally been the same thing so far. I think the only way that I would have been able to stop this is if I had a better near save, which is scary to say because Brave Edelgard is currently the best, I believe, in the game. So there's that. Yep. And you can imagine what happens from here.
Do not
Everyone
fail.
dies. These two units, they don't need a lot of help to kill things. Yeah.
I am watching.
I was really surprised that Edelgard lost that matchup against Veronica, but I think a lot of that was down to the support from what's her face again? Ashera. As well as being able to hit the special in the first, or was it the first hit that they got a special off? It looked like it. But yeah. Because Ashera gives DR halving, and yeah, Edelgard just wasn't able to survive. None of the units were able to survive, as you can see. But yeah, this layout really depends on having really, really strong saves, which is why it was successful in the past. The nukes you can kind of get away with, but your saves need to be the best in the game, or at least the most invested. And I guess they just weren't. The ones that I had just weren't good enough. Unfortunately, everything's kind of even. I feel in terms of like, I feel like none of the units are really like stronger than. Is that really what I want to say? I feel like there are enough options in the game to play around and kind of make everything work. There's enough counters that you can play however you want to play. This again, they're using the space to initiate safely. There's no traps, there's nothing to stop them from going there. So they go in and take out Myr. Counter control was on Nurgle, but because I had to put him in the back, yeah, just again, something else that didn't work in my favor. I had to put him in the back because if I put him in the front, since he had the Celica ring, he would have really messed up the range of my team, forced the movement would have just been bad. So he's in the back, and it just didn't work. It just didn't work because if you don't have counter control, you can't stop people from coming in and running away like they've been doing so far. But also, it wouldn't have mattered because a lot of the teams that initiated were able to at least take out one of the save units, and once you do that, you can. It's a lot easier to win, as you can see so far. That's it. You can imagine what happens there. There's really not much else to say about these. I mean, I'm just showing them just to show you how it breaks down. I do want to give a similar build to my Elamine, but I don't want to give her light restraints. I want her to have the one that gives flash. But I think that's only on Loki, if I'm not mistaken. And then this right here this was the one that made me decide to just change the entire setup. Because even though I put baby female Robin in a different spot, they still didn't rally, as you will see. There's a dance. Nurgle goes in first, who could have been rallied, but was not rallied. And he's going to die here. Big hit. But not enough, sadly. One shot. And then pretty much everyone else here will die. Again, I didn't test from that spot, which is one of the things when you're building a defense, you can't think of everything that the opponent is going to do. If I had thought about that, I probably would have changed the layout a bit or given some more units rallies to make it work a little bit better, but hindsight.
Stronger by the day.
And Robin will die here because without Hush Spectrum, you're just going to eat the Great Ether to the face. And that's pretty much a loss. So yeah, as I said, this is pretty much the last one that I'll be showing for this week, because after this, I changed the defense around. I really gave it like its time just to figure out if it could possibly work, but just from all of those replays, yeah, that particular layout is a no-go until we get some stronger saves to just put there, or unless we get some type of effect that can allow you to use Soren's effect at the start of phase. So yeah, Claude there. It's going to be bonus next week. Let me show you one last thing before I go. I think Petra was just them testing what Legendary Claude's Refine is going to be in the future. I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to hit like instant Deadeyes. Don't know if he'll have the Desperation effect, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get instant Deadeyes, Legendary Claude. So that'll be fun to see. Not sure if he'll get the Warping and everything else, but here we're going to do a quick little showcase of Jimbro versus Ike here. And it is really just fascinating to see. It's even more terrifying in Chaos Season, but I have Mythic buffs here, so Ike will at least survive this, I think. But just to show you how fantastic Jimbro is as a unit, he is so good, especially when combined with Goat Girl. I don't want to call her that, but I can't think of anything else right now. But yeah, even when especially when combined with her, he so good, so good.
Always ready.
Punch to the face. His animations are so cool as well. Like, look at that, man. When have you seen Ike's Great Ether hit for 0 damage? That's just crazy. Comes back in again. Oh my god.
Pure endurance. This one's mine.
And Ike hits 0 twice. And yeah, you can imagine how that would have gone if Ike didn't have the mythic buffs to support him. And this Jimbro isn't even a blessable unit, so he's not getting any support or anything. That's literally just him on merge, just being an absolute tank. Imagine if he was on defense. He was in defense mythic. That would have been really bad if he was a defense mythic. And I think they saved us from that by releasing them as a double mythic banner. But yeah, man, that's it. GG's.